Short timer. Yeah. How are you, Julie? I'm good. I'm doing all right.
Hey, Paul, can you hear us okay on this? Paul, I see you're signed in. Can you hear us?
Want me to check?
I gotta get another.
Want me to check and see if I have?
If you have that.
I don't know if I have anything that here.
I forgot to bring mine.
Paul, can you hear us? Can you hear him? Can you hear us? Can you hear us? A little bit. No, we're just testing the system. You keep talking. Hey, Barbara, can you hear us okay? Barbara, can you hear us? Barbara or Paul? Somebody. We can hear them.
Oh, those are big.
Paul? Barbara? Maybe they're just not paying attention. Nobody signed up. Okay, I have 7:01. Oh, somebody wants to chat. Someone has their hand raised. Barbara, you want to talk?
I can say hello.
Hey, Barbara, you can hear us okay?
Yes, I can.
God bless you. We finally fixed it. All right, Barbara. You're going to enjoy tonight's meeting, so you're going to be glad you tuned in.
Thank you.
All right. Sit tight. We're going to start in a minute. All right, it works. So I guess we'll get started. You guys ready on that side? You guys ready on that side? Good evening and welcome to the September 1st meeting of the Glenville Town Board. Please rise for the invocation and pledge of allegiance. For tonight's invocation, I just want to offer us an opportunity to take a moment of silence to remember and honor and think about all the Americans we left behind in Afghanistan and the servicemen and women we lost in the line of duty. We ask that God remain with them. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please call the roll.
Councilman Aragosa?
Here.
Councilman Martin?
Here.
Councilman Gabowski?
Here.
Councilwoman Rosowski?
Here.
Supervisor Pettsley?
Here. And welcome, Julie. Good to have you here. We only have one add-on resolution tonight. It's an add-on resolution number 1 regarding a request for Scotia Rotary to be permitted to sell or use alcohol consumption within the town park for one of their events they're having on September 14th. We'll add that at the end of the meeting after, we'll do it after item number 22 and before new business. So with that, we'll start with town council reports. I'll start on my left with Councilman Galuski.
Not to get ahead of ourselves on today's agenda, but I just wanted to take a brief moment to acknowledge that tonight is our town clerk, Linda Niels' last meeting, and just to say thank you for everything that you've done and say that you've set a very high bar for what it means to be a public servant in this town. Thank you. And that's all.
Thank you. Councilwoman Rosbowski.
Well, you kind of stole my can of thunder, Councilman Godlewski, but that's all right, Linda. We've worked together for many, many years, and I just want to wish you all the best in your retirement. You've always been somebody who has been extremely helpful to us as a board and individually, and I greatly appreciate all you've done for the town. And I hope you have a wonderful, long, happy retirement planned. You're welcome.
Thank you. Councilman Martin.
Sometimes repetition is the highest form of impact. I want to say the same to Linda. It's been a true pleasure working with you, dedicated public service. Really understand what it is to serve the but by contact and quality. I'm just looking at you know that. And, I wish you all the absolute best. Long and happy.
Thank you. Councilman Aragosa.
Well, I'll get to it. Started, I was down in Melrose Park today looking to my role as parking guy for a little bit. I see that playground started. It's very exciting. This weekend, Saturday, I played golf with Councilman Gabowski, Supervisor Pettsley was there with a group, and we were out there supporting Coach Glenville out. So it was nice to see John put the bond who sat next to me for a few years trying to sport. It was a really nice day. Monday, we did it again at the Patton Golf Course. We played golf for the village police and fire foundations. That's really good. We were both there. At it for really enough, when we say that, as a freshman councilman 4 years ago, you did nothing less than you get lucky for the call. Over the 4 years that we
Thank you. And of course, the chief was also at both of those tournaments. It was a pleasure of golfing with the chief. It was an experience.
Gee, might have been forgettable for.
Yeah, it was great. We'll move on now to the public hearing, which will open to hear all those interested regarding the proposed submission of several grant applications to the New York State Homes and Community Renewal Small Business and Micro Enterprise Program. That public hearing is now open. Anyone wish to be heard on that matter? Going once, Going twice. Again, this is for the application in for the Community Renewal Small Business Micro Enterprise Program. And my computer wants to do an update, so just hold on a minute. We do not want that right now. Going once, going twice, seeing no hands, nobody on the webinar. Public hearing is now closed. Move on to item number 6. We actually have 2 items, and I'm going to start with Linda Niels. If Linda, you'd like to join me at the podium. We just have a little something for you. Now, rumor has it that you don't like a lot of attention. So this will be painless and fairly brief, but we do have a proclamation here for you, and I wanted to present it to you. And first I'll read it, and then thank you for all your service to the town. The proclamation is, of course, your last day is not until Monday the 13th. So we're going to get every minute out of you that we can until then. But I want to give you the proclamation today at the board meeting. It reads, whereas Linda C. Niels has served as the Glenville Town Clerk from March 25th, 1996 through September 13th, 2021. And whereas Linda Niels has demonstrated faithful and professional service to 4 supervisors and multiple town boards in the performance of her duties. And whereas Linda Niels has exhibited her commitment acknowledged to the office of Town Clerk. And whereas Linda Niels has provided diligent service to the town residents and families over her entire tenure. And whereas Linda Niels will truly be missed by all. Now therefore be it resolved on this occasion of her well-deserved retirement and on behalf of the Glenville Town Board, I, Christopher A. Ketzley, by the power vested in me in the office of supervisor, do thank Linda Niels for her years of service to the town of Glenville and hereby proclaim throughout the town of Glenville, Monday, September 13th, 2021 as Linda Niels Day. Congratulations, Linda. Say a few words. I do want to say, Councilman Argosa talked about being a freshman. That's yours. And all the help you gave. I remember 14 years ago coming into this room, and I felt like the only friend I had at that point was you. And you, what's that? No. Are you going to tell that story now? Oh, okay. But I remember all the help you provided me. You helped me on a fairly dysfunctional board at the time, if you remember. It was, you know, every day I get the opportunity to work with you since I went, you know, full time. And the work that you've helped me with here is really, you know, uncalculable. So I want to thank you and wish you all the best. And, you know, you got to come back and visit us at some point. Linda, would you like to say anything?
Everybody here, it's been such an honor to work with all of you, serve the residents. So, you know, now I know what you're like. So I wish you very blessed, and thank you all for being here. Thank you.
And we have another great opportunity. We already took care of business last time, but some folks couldn't make it. So before we bring up CJ, I'd like Chief Jack to say a few words.
Thanks, Mr. Supervisor, I appreciate it. First of all, I'd like to express my thanks to the board and the entire board for your continued support of the police department. It's been really great as my tenure as chief of police is every time we have a vacancy in the department, there's no hesitancy to reach out and replace that person. So I really appreciate that. Whether that's with a new officer in the academy, whether that's with a lateral transfer, and whether that's to promote somebody to a position within the police department, it's greatly needed. And tonight we promote another officer to a position in the department as a detective. So again, I appreciate your continued support. It's been a pleasure working with you at the town board. And it goes a long way with the morale of the police department. So thank you very much. Tonight, we're going to promote Officer Chuck Lavery. For those of you who don't know Chuck, he's been with the Glenville Police Department for 14 years. Chuck was previously employed as a police officer with the city of Schenectady for 2 years. He's here tonight with his wife, Lisa, with his daughter, Bridget, also with his mom, Mary Ellen. Chuck just recently graduated from crime scene photography class. We had Chuck go into a couple classes and working with the detectives prior to his promotion, trying to get his feet wet. And as most of you know, Chuck is going to fill the shoes of Bill Marchuka. So Bill, is he a worthy detective? He is? All right, so we got Bill's approval, so I guess we're going in the right direction. One thing I like to say about Chuck is that I think Chuck has finally found his niche with the police department. I think this is going to be a great fit for you. Chuck, what I can say about you is I appreciate your dedication to the department. I think it's a big deal when you face adversity in an department that you strive to do better, and you have. You've shown a great deal of self-respect and a great deal of dedication, and we really appreciate that. And that's why I think that you're a great fit for this position. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
I think we should go with that one. Okay, you want to provide it too? Okay, someone.
I, Charles Lavery,
I, Charles Weaver,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
and the laws of the United States
and the laws of the United States
and the Constitution and the laws of the state of New York.
and the Constitution and the laws of the state of New York,
And I will faithfully discharge the duties of detective
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the police department
of the police department
of the town of Glenville. According to the best of my
according to the best of my
ability.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Police department to put the faith in me, and I look forward to working with them in my youth past. I feel very lucky. I couldn't ask for a better group of people to work with, and I'm glad to come work for.
Thanks, Chuck.
Well, again, as usual, you're free to stay.
Take care.
Stuff coming up.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good night. We left with 2 people. Oh, maybe 4. Oh, because the agreement. Yeah, because the arraignment. I was gonna wait. Okay, and we'll get back to the agenda, and we'll pick up with item number 7, which is privilege of the floor. And since most of the room just left, I don't see a lot of privilege of the floor, but let's open it anyway. Privilege of the floor is now open. Anyone wish to be heard on the webinar as well? If you wish to be heard, just please raise your hand and we will call upon you. Barb's hand is up. Can you open your microphone, Barb? Barb, your hand is up. Do you wish to speak at privilege of the floor? Barbara Brown?
No, I didn't put my hand up.
Okay, well, your virtual hand is up. So let me just see what, I just cleared it out. So you don't want to speak?
I don't think I have anything to say right now.
Okay, anytime you let us know. Okay, so anyone in the room wish to speak? Going once, going twice, privilege of the floor is now closed. Move on to supervisors' comments to the board. Okay. Two quick comments tonight, we won't take long here. First of all, if you can tell by this room and parts of the building, we've started the conversion of our lights from the old 1980, whatever the kind of lights these were. What do they call these lights? Fluorescent, yeah, fluorescent lights, to the new LED on that side of the room. You can tell that side of the room is a lot brighter, a lot clearer as far as the light. So we're very excited about that. We've had great comments from our employees about how much nicer everything looks since the lights have been turned over. Just to refresh everyone's memory on this, this was the lighting program that is estimated to save us 12,000 kilowatt hours annually here at Town Hall. And of course, as I mentioned, enhance the beautification of the building and also enhance worker conditions. So far has proven to be the case. The cost of this project was $50,000. If you remember, National Grid provided $12,000 in incentives, and that brought the price to $38,000. That was a resolution we all approved a couple of months back. They say there's a 13% return on investment, so that would total about $5,000 a year in savings, and that would make the project pay for itself within 8 years. The reduction of the energy consumption actually over the lifetime of the new building is projected to result in a significant reduction in carbon dioxide, nitrogen oxide, and sulfur dioxide. So I can give you all those numbers, about 500,000 pounds of carbon dioxide, about 274 pounds of nitrogen oxide, and 1,000 pounds of sulfur dioxide. So doing our part to help the environment. So that is just something I want to report on quickly. As you also might be able to tell, and maybe if you came in here when it was dark, you couldn't, we have started painting the outside of the building. Looks a lot better. Rob is doing that, and he's doing a great job. It's taken him a long time and a lot of work, as you can imagine, the scraping and the sanding and the priming, but that's coming along as well, and that will look much nicer once that's done. Some updates on grants. The Climate Smart Community Grant for the sidewalks to the schools are plugging along. As I mentioned before, and as you know, the Sackendog Elementary sidewalk on Broad Street is done. That's ready to go for the school year. And the Lake Hill Road or Rourke Middle School is about 90% ready, and we're looking at getting a bid package together shortly. So we'll be moving on that very quickly. The Glencliff Elementary one in All Plaza is in preliminary design still with the county. Word is that the county has gotten back their agreement or their engineering study, but the town has not been privy to that yet. So we are setting up a meeting with the county and the All Plaza Resident Association to talk about that project. It's kind of stalled because of the county, took a long time, but we're moving it as fast as we can from our perspective. The Freeman's Bridge Road multi-use path is with the consultant, as you know, and we're working now with National Grid to move some utility poles for that project. After the engineering was done on that, some poles have to be moved, and we're hoping to get that started fairly shortly. Preliminary drawings should be here within, I was going to say the month, but it's a new month, so not August anymore. So it should be here within a couple of weeks, week or two. And the other one I wanted to update you on is the local waterfront redevelopment program, the Mohawk Hudson Bike Trail. That also is with the consultant and in for design right now. And we have a consideration into the county for the Whipple Bridge replacement, which is more expensive than anyone anticipated. So we're waiting to hear back from the county on that one. So that's kind of the grant update so far. And lastly, some dates for everyone to, oh, first, before I do that, Thursdays in the Park has been very successful this year, despite all the rain and all the changing of dates. We have a loyal following that come out on a Monday or a Friday or a Thursday or whatever night it is, and they just love it. And it's been getting more and more folks coming, and we're very excited. We had a great season, good acts. This year, 2096 was great. They all were, but that one was very busy. This Thursday is the movie in the park, Tom and Jerry. We have a few things going on. Of course, Stewart's Ice Cream, always free at these events, but we have safety car seat checks with the police department. We have bike helmets, free bike helmets through the police department. And we have the fire district chiefs doing some safety tips or something. I haven't heard exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what they're doing, but they're planning something.
And free popcorn, courtesy of the Oktoberfest Planning Committee. So you'll be scooping ice cream or I'm sorry, popcorn, or is it just Dave? Just Dave. Speaking of Oktoberfest, we have been meeting, Vicky, Dave, and I, and having, frank discussions about where we're going with Oktoberfest right now. I would say at this particular juncture, we need to figure out where some of these events are going. Larkfest canceled. Some other festivals have canceled. The governor hasn't provided really clear guidance at this juncture, but hinting towards some potentially mandates or crackdowns or whatever you want to call them. The Greek Fest has announced that they're going forward, but they're going forward with takeout food, so you can get your container and go. So we're really, I think, sitting on the edge right now of deciding, is this a go, no go at this juncture? We really can't go much past Labor Day on the decision. My feeling is that if the state mandates masks, it's a no-go. We are not going to be able to keep masks on 10,000 people. Just not going to be able to do it. If they mandate vaccine cards, it's a no-go. We cannot check vaccine. There's no checking point there. They come from all over the place. Just no way. We're just set up for failure at that point. So we're watching it. I think there's going to be, I think we can honestly say probably at this juncture, there'll at least be some amendments to the plan right now that are going to change some things. So just to try to protect things, but stay tuned to that, because we'll be getting together with Dave after Labor Day. I think we have a date on the calendar, and making a final kind of decision at that juncture. The other things I want to just get on your calendar on September 11th, obviously it's the 20th anniversary or anniversary of 9/11, and we'll be doing a ceremony at the Lighthouse again this year at 1 p.m. if you can make that. And the town, as you know, is doing a sign unveiling at the same day, 9/11, at Dutch Meadows at 3 p.m. That one requires RSVPs so that we can gauge seating properly at the park, and soon to be park. So just let me know if you plan on attending that or not. And that's all I have for updates. And so back to the agenda, we have a resolution. It's item number 9, authorizing the town board to accept funding to be distributed by the state of New York. Do I have a motion?
I'll move it.
Do I have a second? Moved and seconded. As you all know, we've been talking about this for some time. The American Rescue Plan that was passed in Congress is finally, later than they anticipated, distributed funds to eligible New York State municipalities, town of Glenville being one of them. And so we did a few things to be able to accept this. We had to go on and register and do all these types of things. And now we also have to have a resolution accepting the funding of the ARP. Any other questions or comments? What an acronym, ARP. Seeing none, please record the vote.
Councilman Adolfo? Yes. Councilman Martin?
Yes.
Councilman Davenport?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wozzachowski?
Yes.
Supervisor Kessler?
Yes, resolution passes. Next, resolution 10, authorizing the assessor for the town to enter into a consent order and judgment with Mayfair Associates. Do I have a motion?
I'll move it.
Do I have a second? Moved in a second. I'm going to call on our town attorney, Earl Redding, to just brief the board on this particular resolution.
I'm going to brief you on resolution 10, also that piggyback that with resolution number 11. They're the same, essentially the same entity, although they go by different LLCs. The first one has to do with the property down here, the garage. It, essentially, we're keeping the assessment the same as it has been. It's been $484,300 for the last 3 years. We're going to keep it at that amount for the next 3 years as well, pursuant to real property tax law. This is in conjunction with resolution number 11, which we'll talk about what you're going to take up separately. Again, this is essentially the same company. This is the property for resolution number 11, which is Starbucks, Peter Harris, and the grocery store. It's a larger property. That property has had an assessment that in 2020 was $5,770,900. The property went up for an assessment for the tax year to $6,440,000. We're keeping that for the next 3 years at that level. The property is essentially full. The one thing you need to know about for resolution number 11 is that there is an added that if there's a decrease in occupancy rate of 15% or greater in the building for tax year 2022 or 2023, that Mayfair, which is the owner, MS Mayfair LLC, which is the owner, has the opportunity to read that. Apparently, Peter Harris has a month-to-month lease, which is interesting. So they asked that it be that be located, or that we have this provision of 15%. And they're essentially just gives them the opportunity to try to and they have to go through the whole process again. But this one is there is no reduction whatsoever, and actually we had an increase, but they're going to keep the same amount for resolution number 11. They're going to keep the same amount, just over or just under 6.5. So for resolution number 10, again, it's a small parcel, and we're just keeping the assessment.
Thank you. So for 10, resolution 10, any questions or comments? Seeing none, please record the vote.
Councilman Aragosa? Councilman Martin?
Yes.
Councilman Goodwin?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, resolution passes. Next resolution 11, authorizing the assessor to enter into the consent order with MSF Mayfair LLC. Do I have a motion?
I'll move it.
Do I have a second? Moved and seconded. We just heard from Mr. Redding, an analysis of that resolution as well. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, please record the vote.
Councilman Aragosa? Councilman Martin?
Yes.
Councilman Goodwin?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, resolution passes. Next resolution 12, correcting the water warrant. Do I have a motion?
I'll move it.
Do I have a second? Moved in second, as you can see, and each year we have to do a correction to the water warrant, which happens typically due to clerical errors, adjustments, or other small errors that come along in the reporting of water usage. Typically, it used to be a lot longer resolution, like
Pages
3
and pages.
pages.
Yeah.
And now, because of the automatic read meters, we're down to just a few. So those are the changes. Nothing earth shattering there.
Mhm.
Any questions or comments on any of it?
I'd say that technology is paying for itself right now.
Yes. Clerical errors mostly, yeah, still.
Just for the public benefit, the total adjustment is $3,234.
Well, being that the total warrant is $1.5 million, it's very small amount.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, please record the vote.
Councilman Aragosa?
Yes.
Councilman Martin?
Yes.
Councilman Goodwin?
Yes.
Councilman Woodhull?
Yes.
Yes, resolution passes. Next, resolution 13, adopting changes regarding centralized arraignments. Do I have a motion?
I'll move it.
Do I have a second? Moved and seconded. Before we start with this, we do have both of our judges here. So if you'd like to, pop up at the podium and chime in, please feel free at any time. I'll give a quick summary after talking to Judge Davenport and to, is it Judge Shivers? Matt Shivers. Is he a judge? Oh. Oh, okay, okay. There's an idea of trying to bring more efficiency to arraignments, the initial arraignment, as I understand it. And so that the county and the towns and the city have gotten together to institute a centralized arraignment, which may be conducted twice a day at the Schenectady County Jail rather than in the town or village justice court locations of the actual arrest. And this will help with representation for a judge to be present, and it will help operations, provide mutual cooperation among the counties, participating municipalities, which I believe they all are. Every municipality is participating. And this resolution will allow us to engage in this endeavor. Is there anything you'd like to add, Judge, or judges? And you both support this? Yeah. Okay. Any other questions or comments?
Does this mean no more 3 a.m. phone calls for you guys?
Now you know why they're supporting.
Okay. Okay. Hopefully less. Great.
Good.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, please record the vote.
Councilman Aragosa? Yes. Councilman Martin?
Yes.
Councilman Jablonski?
Yes.
Councilman Wozzachowski?
Yes.
Supervisor Tustin?
Yes, resolution passes. Next resolution, 14, adopting the updated workplace violence prevention policy. Do I have a motion?
I'll move it.
Do I have a second? Moved and seconded. As you know, we adopt this for our employees. As an employer in the state of New York, it's required that we adopt a workplace violence prevention policy. The attorney for the town has reviewed the existing policy and has updated it to reflect changes in New York State law. So therefore, this policy is up to date and in line with New York State law, and this will be adopted, which needs to be done prior to October 31st, 2021. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, please record the vote.
Councilman Aragosa?
Yes.
Councilman Martin?
Yes.
Councilman Jablonski?
Yes.
Councilman Wozzachowski?
Yes.
Supervisor Tustin?
Yes, resolution passes. Next, resolution 15, authorizing the submission of the CDBG microenterprise application. Do I have a motion?
I'll move it.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion?
Yes, Supervisor, looking for an application to the New York State Consolidated Funding Application Program, specifically the Community Development Block Grant program within that application process. This will set up a $300,000 fund to the benefit of small entrepreneurial micro enterprise businesses in the town. The funds are $300,000. The grants are direct grants to the businesses in the range of $5,000 to $35,000 as per the regulations in the state program. And it also has a component in there for grant administration, the cost to the town for running the program. It's probably in the neighborhood of about $30,000. So the remaining funds are those for the benefit of local businesses in the aforementioned grant amount. We had a public hearing on this previously, which is required earlier this evening. And this establishes or allows for the
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, please record the vote.
Councilman Aragosa?
Yes.
Councilman Martin?
Yes.
Councilman Zaborski?
Yes.
Councilman Woodruff?
Yes.
Yes, resolution passes. Next resolution, 16, approving the minutes of the regular town board meeting for August 18th. Do I have a motion?
I'll move it.
Do I have a second? Moved in second. Any discussion?
Mr. Supervisor, as stated, this would approve the minutes from the last town board meeting, the August 18th meeting. I would thank Ms. Niels and her staff for putting those together for us.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, please record the vote.
Councilman Aragosa?
Yes.
Councilman Martin?
Yes.
Councilman Zaborski?
Yes.
Councilman Woodruff?
Yes.
Supervisor Tusher?
Yes, resolution passes. Next resolution, 17, authorizing the assessor, another one of those pesky tax cases. Authorizing the assessor to enter in a consent order and judgment with Walmart. Do I have a motion?
I'll move it.
Do I have a second? Moved in second, and I will call on our attorney again to take us through this resolution.
Generally, about every 3 years or so, Walmart will do an assessment with two parcels on the Dutch Meadows Lane Walmart property. The first parcel is at just shy of $13 million in terms of the current assessment. For 2021 and moving forward, it'll be revised just above 12 million with an amount of reduction to 177.64. The second parcel is, I believe, 126, just above 126,000. That was no reduction. What's important to note is that no refunds will be issued whatsoever. And that for the next 3 years, Walmart will be at over $12 million for parcel one, and that's the same for parcel two, which is 126,000. I want to thank. We're still working on some others, but I know you've had several of these over the past month, and I want to thank Phil for all his assistance and getting this, so that there's no reductions, and also for the past one, we had an actual increase. So I want to thank him for that. But that's the resolution 17 Walmart. That's it.
Thank you. Any questions or comments?
This is the thing that the what we got from anywhere. Getting back to the law.
It's a shell game.
Yeah, Walmart, as I understand it, for the last, well, however long it's been here, just basically every 3 years, it's able to, that it kind of just chips away at its assessment.
Yeah,
and it
It does that everywhere.
Yeah, it does it, Walmart does it.
It's there. What is the basis for reduction in a store that's obviously expecting help? I mean, retail, that portal, what's the basis for reduction?
As the supervisor said, it's not a shell game. So we look at other municipalities and look what they're doing. The one thing, that Bill is great on is that he is involved with all the other municipalities to try and know what they're doing, and that he's actually done a good job of talking to others so that the limit to the exposure that this town gets based upon the assessments that happen elsewhere.
I'm not faulting Bill.
I'm just saying that that's what they do is they get somebody to go even lower than 800,000, and they point to that 3 years later, and so on and so forth all around. And you look at the size of the property and things like that, and then they come and say, this is why it should be lower. Honestly, I don't think it should be lower, but as you, I think they're kind of acknowledging, but
Now, the real property is appreciate that, that's free.
well, with Walmart, some properties, you look at it, but with Walmart, yeah, and as the supervisor said, it's kind of what they do every 3 years, they'll probably try to limit it to keep it, that not have it go decrease as much. The other thing is that, they bring it to the, you get it to court, and then you're looking at getting an appraisal, and we both playing the same game where we're like, okay, you're
Kind
going
of
to
the
appraise.
same corporation is trying to approval process to locate the store will help the economic impact.
Yeah, right.
Well, I understand.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, please record the vote.
Councilman Aragosa? Councilman Martin?
Yeah.
Councilman Zaborski?
Yes.
Councilman Woodruff?
Yes.
Supervisor Tusher?
Yes, resolution passes. Next resolution 18, authorizing the submission of the CDBG small business application. Do I have a motion?
I'll move it.
I have a second.
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion?
Yes, Mr. Supervisor, this is the authorization to submit another grant application. This is again to the
small business assistance program, unlike the other one that's set up in the pool of money for micro enterprises. This is a direct form of assistance directly to the named businesses in the application. And specifically here, I believe we're looking at $49,142 to buy the roofing materials. On the second grant application, we have, if I'm reading this right, $122,000 for forklifts and so on to, what's the name of the business?
Bonded.
Yeah, so let's say something again. So this is direct assistance to that individual business, and it's probably on the basis of the jobs we're creating, particularly the low and moderate income nature. So this is the justification for the grant. Again, if that is approved with the grant to the company, and then in turn, I think in this case, we pay this to the town and then they say.
Right. Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, please record the vote.
Councilman Anderson?
Yes.
Councilman Martin?
Yes.
Councilman Goodwinski?
Yes.
Councilman Rizzo?
Yes.
Yes, resolution passes. Next, resolution 19, dedicating land as parkland and naming such land Legacy Park located on Dutch Meadows. Do I have a motion?
I'll move it.
Do I have a second? Moved and seconded. And I just want to introduce the resolution. This is a resolution I am most proud of. We have taken years to come to this day, and we finally got here. And it actually started, the process started prior to the PDD in 2019. So this goes back even longer than that, trying to help the veterans find a proper place for them to have a home for their memorial project. As you know, we approved the PDD back in 2019 for Rich Bell, known as RBC Glenville Development, and they received approvals for this residential planned district. And in that, it was negotiated that the condition would be that they would convey the town a 6-acre land located on the north side of Dutch Meadows. And in conveying this, the town wishes to officially name or make this a park and officially name it Legacy Park. The deed has been recorded. The land is now the town's, and now is the opportunity for us to pass the resolution to make this long-held vision finally come true for the town and for all the veterans, not just in the town of Glenville. What's exciting about this is this is an 11-county project. So Glenville will be the home of an 11-county project honoring the veterans, which I think is really kind of neat. So this will get us going. And I referenced the sign dedication ceremony on 9/11 earlier at 3 p.m. Any questions or comments?
Thank you for all your work on this, Supervisor. I know this was something that when they first brought it to us, we spent a lot of hours trying to figure out where we could find space for them and help them further their project. And so everybody that contributed worked on it, but you were the driving force behind it. So
Thank you. 4 locations we went through with
I
them.
know we did.
I want to have a little fun. A lot of work in the community and to put together the associations, including the PDD and the opportunities for very quality, high profile site. It's not going to be cut away from my people are not going to see it. It will be seen, and then by virtue of what I read, it seems like it's going to be constantly both events, people will be coming and going, and it'll be really, receiving the attention of this is a win-win-win-win all the way around. It's great. Congratulations to you for your hard work.
Thank you. And on that, the point of that location turned out to be perfect because number one, it's on a bus line, which was important for veterans to be able to access it through a bus line. We were able to negotiate is that called a bus lane? We were able to negotiate a walkway on Dutch Meadows connecting 50 and Freeman's Bridge Road, which is going to connect into the Freeman's Bridge Road path down and will connect into Scotia. So we'll have a pedestrian walking from Scotia, Freeman's Bridge Road, your neighborhood across 50, connected into the trail system there at the park. So it turned out to be a perfect place for it, which is great.
I think that this is also a very important project. Recognizing our veterans, in my opinion, can never be done enough. And I'm very proud that Glenville will be the home to this because they deserve all of the recognition that we can give them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if I could just chime in, I'm incredibly happy to see this project land in Glenville. It obviously have a rich history, rich military history in this town, and with the guard base here, it's a perfect fit. And I would agree with Councilwoman Worsbowski's sentiments that we can't thank our veterans enough for what they do, and this is a very nice project.
Excellent. Anything else? Seeing none, please record the vote.
Councilman Aronson?
Yes.
Councilman Martin?
Yes.
Councilman Goodwin?
Yes.
Councilman Zerbe?
Yes.
Supervisor Pettsley?
Yes, resolution passes. Next, resolution 20, appointing Julie Davenport as the Town of Glenville Registrar and Vital Statistics for the term commencing September 14th, 2021 and ending December 31st, 2021. Right? It says 2022. Okay, it's supposed to be 2021.
Yeah, the first one. That's
Yeah, there
2022.
should be 2021.
Do we need to amend it?
The resolution says that it runs coterminous with the term of the town clerk. I'm wondering if that's where that came from.
Part and parcel of the duties of the vital statistics goes along. We have to be the council to have
Have
that.
that.
Mhm.
Into law. So it goes hand in hand. It should be 2021.
Right.
I mean, I would just say, just so you do it more than correct. I'm all aware of it.
So just update the board on why this is important. Obviously, if we're not appointing into the full term of the clerk yet. There's a process this board has to go through yet before we do that. So this will be a temporary appointment until that full appointment is made. So I would, I guess, move for an amendment to change ending December 31st, 2021.
I'll move it.
We moved and do I have a second? Okay, moved and seconded. Any discussion on it? Seeing none, please record the vote.
Councilman Aronson?
Yes.
Councilman Martin?
Yes.
Councilman Goodwin?
Yes.
Councilman Zerbe?
Yes.
Supervisor Pettsley?
Yes, the amendment passes. And so now we're on resolution 2021A. And that would reflect a 2021, December 31st, 2021 ending of the term. Any questions or comments?
I'm sure Julie's going to do a great job.
Yes, she is. She's already doing a great job every day. Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, please record the vote.
Councilman Aronson?
Yes.
Councilman Martin?
Yes.
Councilman Goodwin?
Yes.
Councilman Zerbe?
Yes.
Yes, resolution passes. Next resolution.
Move the resolution 2021.
Well, it was already.
I moved the amendment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so do Gina and Jim. No problem. 2020, it's 2021. Under resolution 21, appointing Julie Davenport as the Town of Glenville interim town clerk effective September 14th, 2021, and ending no later than December 31st, 2021. Do I have a motion?
I'll move it.
Do I have a second? Moved and seconded. Any questions or comments?
Again, I think Julie's going to do a great job. She's already been doing this position for quite some time, and I'm sure that while Linda's leaving big shoes to fill, I have confidence in Julie.
Thank you. I want to echo that. I give it opportunities. I talked earlier about working with Linda. I've been up there to work every day with Julie as well. And Julie does a phenomenal job with the residents as they come in. It's a busy department, wouldn't you say? and has already demonstrated her ability in that department over 8 years now. 6. I'm still with her. And so I'm looking forward to working with Julie and getting a permanent situation in that office shortly. Any other questions or comments?
Just to echo those sentiments, obviously, knowing Julie since I've been on the board, Julie's kindness and her warmth are contagious and very nice assets, and she'll do a great job serving our residents.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, please record the vote.
Councilman Aragosa? Yes. Councilman Martin?
Yes.
Councilman Goodwin?
Yes.
Councilman Michelle?
Yes.
And Supervisor Pettsley?
Yes, resolution passes. Next resolution is to set a public hearing regarding the extension of Water District 11. Do I have a motion?
I'll move
Do I
it.
have a second? Moved in second. Any discussion?
Mr. Supervisor, as you stated, this would set a public hearing for an extension to Water District number 11 for one parcel at 177 Fox Road within the town of Glenville. The public hearing would be held September 15th, 2021 at 7 PM here at Town Hall.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, please record the vote.
Councilman Aragosa? Councilman Martin?
Yes.
Councilman Goodwin?
Yes.
Councilman Michelle?
Yes.
Supervisor Pettsley?
Yes, resolution passes. Next resolution is an add-on, Resolution 1, to waive the chapter in the town code regarding to the consumption of alcohol beverages for the annual Scotia Rotary Past President's Picnic. Do I have a motion?
I'll move it.
Do I have a second? Moved in second. Apparently, they would like to celebrate with some alcohol at this party. Any other questions or comments on that? Yes. Well, I guess the past presidents need to have something to drink.
Probably earned that drink.
Yeah. Seeing none, please record the vote.
Councilman Aragosa?
Yes.
Councilman Martin?
Yes.
Councilman Goodwin?
Yes.
Yes.
Supervisor Pettsley?
Yes, resolution passes. We're on to new business, and that's item 23. I'll start on my left with Councilman Godlewski.
No new business.
Councilwoman Rosbowski.
I have nothing.
Councilman Martin. Councilman Aragosa. Okay, and I have nothing either, so I'll take a motion to adjourn.
I'll move it.
Take a second. Moved in second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We're adjourned. Thank you. Good night, everybody on the webinar. Thank you.